Most people already have or will have a disability in their lifetime. It isn't always something you can see or hear. Some disabilities are mild, some are severe, some are physical, and some are mental. Some people are born with their disability, and others are a result of an injury or accident.
I was born with a disability called spina bifida.
I just happened to dive in at the wrong time, and I hit something and broke my neck.
So I was born with my disability.
I have congenital hip dysplasia, and that just means that my hip sockets weren't quite right when I was born.
By the time the kindergarten year ended, I had lost the sight in that left eye.
I am a social worker.
I'm a mother of 2.
Had 4 children, a husband.
I am a vocational rehabilitation counselor, so I help individuals with disabilities with employment.
My family's been a big support.
My parents especially took such great care of me.
I was very blessed to have a very loving brother that would help me anytime I needed. You know, he was always there for me.
I'm pretty independent, and I owe that a lot to my mom and dad because they made me do it. So it was expected, and there's no excuses, and you get to do it.
I was an only child, so I didn't have many siblings, but I did have 7 cousins that lived right next to me that kept me occupied, and I was able to play with them. So
I drive my automobile. I drove here. I still ride horses. I can still drive a motorcycle. I can still snow ski and fly a kite and even play basketball and football. And I love to golf. I did a lot of golfing last year.
Playing with my grandson and spending time with my family, gardening for sure. It's so peaceful and stress-free, and it's just a good way to get a little bit of exercise and some fresh air.
now I started taking accordion lessons when I was about 12 years old.
The challenges, probably the biggest thing is because I use a wheelchair. Certain offices sometimes, like for my work, maybe aren't completely accessible.
It takes longer. Get your shoes on or change your jeans or whatever, you know. You can't just stand up and pull them right up.
I usually have to ask my friends or my family if either I can drive with my car or which car they're going to take, because some passenger cars, you take it for granted just getting into any old car, and it's not easy for me.
To hang my clothes, I'm a little short, so to have a step stool so I can reach to put the hanger on the rack there can be challenging.
Cabinets, the main cabinets are lower for the countertops, and the sink has a cutout under it so I can roll underneath it, and on the bottom of the cabinets they have a taller cutout so I can get my feet underneath them.
I have hand controls in my car, and so all the levers are attached to my gas pedal and my brake, and so you push in for brake and down for gas.
I have a little, what we call a little zip hook that helps pull the zipper up so I can get my pants on, and then I have a button hook that will go in with a pair of blue jeans. You kind of go through the little hole, the loop, and grab the button, and then you pull it back.
1, 2, 3. So that's a third. I just love these things because my other ones I was using, I would write on them with a marker. Well, after you wash them so many times, it's gone.
I have my crutch right here, and I have these ice attachments, and they just flip down, and they're like cleats. So I put those down when I go outside to walk on the ice.
I actually use my feet for quite a few things. If you ever see me out golfing, you might see that I'm barefoot, and might think that's kind of strange for an old man to be barefoot on a golf course, but I always have to laugh when I see people bend over to take their socks off, And it's like, well, you got two perfectly good toes, why aren't you using them to take your socks off?
I use a sliding board. You can put it underneath your leg and just kind of slide across to something. And if I don't have it, I can just, just lift yourself across.
And then my washer and dryer, they open to the front, so I don't have to like dig in. Let's see what else. We have a ramp that gets into our house.
Hit the side of Mary Beth's chair. Now, when I hear that hitting, I can tell that I'm not, walking on grass, or I can tell I'm on the sidewalk because it will make the clicking sound. And that is how I learned to travel.
I was bullied in junior high.
The kids were always afraid of me. They seemed to back off from being friendly because my eye looked so bad. Because the black was broke, and so it just did not have any, didn't look like an eye, And so in high school, it continued.
In 3rd and 4th grade, very much teased and made fun of, and that was definitely not a fun concept. Very blessed to have a loving mother and father who provided me support and to emotionally get me through some of those traumatic teasings that I got. And I, to this day, as a young man being 52, 53, I still can point out and remember those kids that very much teased me. So
I can only really remember one time of somebody actually like making fun of me to my face. The sad thing is that I'm 38 years old and I still remember the day that happened. Really remember on what you say can be very hurtful to somebody, and for somebody to actually, it sticks with them like their whole life.
You have a group of your friends, and then all of a sudden get less and less and less. So yeah, it was kind of tough that way. But
when I had that prosthesis put in my left eye where the socket was, I was a different person. I totally changed. My whole personality changed. I mean, I'm outgoing now, but I wasn't before that.
Somebody's going to get a disability in their lifetime. Don't be afraid to look for help out there. There's a lot of different places that'll, help you figure this out or that out. Or
remember when you're parking, that you don't park in the handicap stalls, and the extra space where there's lines, you don't park there, because that's so that I can get out of my car or somebody else can get out of my car. And probably my other biggest pet peeve is when I go into a bathroom and there's 7 stalls available and the person is in the handicap one that doesn't need it. So those are because I need to go to the handicap stall, and that's the only one that I can go to, but the other person could have went to like the other one. So just remember that when you go to the bathroom the next time.
Just because we're different doesn't mean we don't want to be normal, and I would challenge you, I guess, to make a friend. And you might be surprised what that other individual might have to share the gift and can teach you, and would challenge you to make a friend and get to know somebody and make a difference in their lives, and gives you an opportunity to grow and get to know somebody.
Everybody has some sort of a struggle. People who are handicapped still like all the same things that everyone else does, that they just have to do things in a different way and be patient, because it may take them a little bit longer to do it. And that's for their safety too. So, but otherwise, don't be afraid to ask questions. So there's no dumb questions.
Thank you to our panel members who have shared how they live their life with a disability. We hope you have learned that people with disabilities are more like you than different. The City of Spencer American with Disabilities ADA Council meets once a month to improve the lives of those with a disability. If you or someone you know needs assistance or more information, please feel free to reach out to the ADA Council at City Hall. The phone number is 712-580-7200. Thank you.